Mr. Jail took them to the hospital and asked about their parents. She told him that their mom is late. They only have their father and stepmother. He asked why they're not in school. Clara looked at him and said nothing, holding her sister. The stranger asked for their father's number. He called their father and told him about his daughter's accident. He told him that he was coming but didn't show up at the hospital. After 2 days, the doctor discharged them from the hospital, but their father still didn't show up. Mr. Joe paid the hospital bills and took them home to their father's house. When they got back home, their stepmom was so angry to see them, but pretended she was not aware of the accident because of the presence of Mr. Joe. He handed them over to her and left. She a very good woman, Mr. Joe muttered and left. 2 days later, Diana was still sleeping in the room with her siblings. Their stepmom entered into the room and saw them sleeping. She emptied a bucket filled cold water on them. The children jumped out of the bed with fear all over their. "You idiot! You are still sleeping by this time? Is it your late mother that will come and clean the house for you? Will you get up there and go do your work, useless girls?" But fate never hides the truth for long. One Sunday evening, Richard returned home from work. He heard Victoria screaming and shouting at the girls. "You useless children! Can't you do anything right? Look at this floor. Dirty! Do it again or I'll beat the skin off your backs." Richard entered the house and saw his children. Inside, Clara and Diana were on their knees, scrubbing with tears running down their cheeks. Victoria stood over them, whip in hand. Instead of him to ask what the offense of the kids were, he joined in beating them. Clara looked at her father, who made a promise to their dead he was going to protect them, joined forces with his wife to maltreat them. She cried, blaming death for taking away the only person that would have cared and loved them, no matter what. One evening, Clara noticed that her baby sister was running temperature. She rushed to her stepmom's room. "Mommy, Mommy, Emily is sick." Victoria opened the door and landed her a big slap. "Do I look like your useless mother? Do I resemble that wicked witch? The next time you will call me that again is the day you will breathe your last." Clara rushed back to their room where her sister was shivering and carried her up, running as far as her leg could carry her. "Open the door," she told Diana as she ran outside. Victoria thundered from upstairs. "Will you come back here now?" Clara didn't even listen to her. What was important to her at that moment was to save her sister. "Don't dare me," she roared, but Clara's mind was she didn't care about what would happen later. She left the hospital with her siblings. On reaching there, the doctor demanded for deposit before commencing treatment. Clara pleaded with the doctor to save her sister, that she will pay, but he refused. He asked if she could clean the hospital until she pays up their bills. The doctor accepted. After her sister was discharged, there was nowhere to stay with her siblings except an abandoned warehouse near the hospital. The first night they slept at their newfound home. They were terrified. Soon they got used to it. Clara continued working at the hospital while the sisters went out to beg on the street. The three sisters continued to struggle until one day, Clara sighted at the doctor's office reading a book she found in one of the ward. The doctor was looking at her from the window. He asked that she see him in his office. When Clara came, he asked her, why couldn't she pay debt so she can be free? She told him that their mom is late. They only have their father and stepmother. He asked why they not in school. Clara looked at him and said nothing, holding her sister. Days turned into weeks as Clara worked at the hospital, scrubbing floors and running errands just to keep her sister's medical bills paid. She grew thinner, but her spirit refused to break. Diana and Emily waited for her every evening at the abandoned warehouse, clinging to each other for warmth and hope. The doctor, whose name was Dr. Gabriel, had watched them closely. He noticed Clara's discipline, her quiet strength, and her burning determination to protect her sisters. One evening, he called her to his office again. "Clara," he said gently, I have been watching you. You are different from other children your age. You work hard, you endure pain without complaining, and yet you still care for your sisters with all your heart. Tell me the truth. Do you want to return to that house? Clara's lips trembled. She looked down. No, sir. That house is no longer a home. It is a prison. Daddy doesn't believe us, and stepmother, she wants us gone. Dr. Gabriel leaned forward. Then you will not return there. I will not allow it. From today, you and your sisters are under my care. Clara's eyes widened. Sir? Are you saying yes? He nodded firmly. I will adopt you. You and your sisters deserve a life filled with love, not torment. At that moment, tears flowed down Clara's face. Tears she had held back for years. She fell to her knees, clutching his hands. God bless you, sir. God bless you. But fate was not done yet. The next morning, Victoria stormed into the hospital with Mr. Richard. Her eyes were blazing, her lips twisted with rage. Where are those ungrateful rats? Doctor, you have no right to keep them here. They are my husband's children and they belong in our house. Dr. Gabriel stood tall, unshaken. They are children, not property, and I know what you have been doing to them. Richard frowned. What do you mean? My wife has been nothing but a mother to them. Enough lies, Dr. Gabriel thundered, slamming a file on his desk. Inside were pictures of the girl's injuries, medical reports of neglect, and even statements from neighbors who had seen the girls hawking in the streets. He turned to Richard. Open your eyes, Mr. Williams. Your blind trust has made you deaf to your children's cries. At that moment, Clara stepped out holding Emily's hand. Diana beside her. Her eyes were red, but her voice was steady. Daddy, we tried to tell you. We wanted you to see us, but you never listened. We suffered while you smiled. We starved while you thought we were safe. Daddy, you failed us. Richard staggered back as if struck by a heavy stone. For the first time, he saw the bruises, the thin bodies, the sorrow in his children's eyes. His heart broke in two. No, this can't be true, he whispered, tears flooding his face. He turned to Victoria. Tell me this is not true. Tell me, Victoria. But Victoria's mask finally cracked. She laughed, a cold, wicked laugh. True or not, what can you do now? They are nothing but burdens. I never wanted them. You were too foolish to see it. Richard's face hardened. Enough. I made a vow to their mother before she died. I promised to protect them, and today I will keep that vow. For the first time, Richard stood between Victoria and his daughters. Get out of my house, Victoria. Your evil ends today. Victoria screamed, but her power was gone. The charm she used on Richard no longer worked, broken by truth and love. She was thrown out of their lives, never to return. Richard fell on his knees before his daughters. Clara, Diana, Emily, forgive me. I was blind, but I see now. Can you ever forgive your foolish father? Clara's eyes softened. She knelt and hugged him tightly. Daddy, we just wanted you to see us. We still love you. From that day, life began anew. Dr. Gabriel helped Richard rebuild his bond with his children. He enrolled them back in school, made sure they had food, clothes, and laughter once again. Clara no longer carried the weight of the world on her small shoulders alone. Diana's smile returned and Emily's laughter filled the air. Years later, Clara stood tall as a top student in her school, her dreams alive again. Diana grew into a bright, joyful young lady, and Emily, the baby, never forgot the sister who fought for her. One evening, Clara stood by her mother's portrait again, but this time there were no tears of pain, only gratitude. "Mommy," she whispered softly, "we made it. You can rest now. We are safe. We are happy again." And for the first time in a long while, Clara felt peace. The night that once swallowed them in darkness had finally given way to dawn. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more interesting, heart-gripping, and moral stories like this. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. See you in my next video.